everyone, welcome to Johnson's Corner. Today's project is this wishing well. Stick around and I'll show you how I made it. So the wishing well is made from white cedar and it's 24 inches square and 5 feet tall. So to start off with, I'll be cutting the pieces for the base. I need 4 at 24 inches and 4 at 20.5 inches. To make up the sides for the base, I need 16 boards cut at 24 inches. Last one. I use 3-inch deck screws on the base. So here are the two 2-foot by 2-foot frames that the walls of the wishing well will attach to. I don't want the boards going all the way to the bottom, so I'm using a spacer. Here I'm using clamps to square it up. Well, that completes the base. I'll be adding a mitered edge around the top as well as corner boards to dress it up. Now it's time to cut the rafters. I only need 2 sets. I'm making them 24 inches long with a 45-degree bevel. I'm going to attach the rafters together with deck screws. I cut 2 pieces at 45 degrees to tie the 2 rafters. They'll also give support to the uprights. Here is how I attached the 5-foot side post to the rafter. I center it on the crosspiece, and then with this little cleat, attach the two together. So I get an idea in my head, and then I make a mock-up to see what it actually will look like. That's what I did here. So this is the rafter with this little cleat, and I wanted to see if the proportions look correct, or if I even like it when I actually see it. Well, to me, I think the proportions look fine. And I like the way it actually bumps the rafter out, so it's more in line with the outside of the wishing well. So to mount the side supports, all I do is find the center of the box and the center of the post, make it level, and I clamp it. Now to attach the rafters, just slip them over the support. Square up the little cleat. Now with both rafters in place, it's time to work on the roof. I'm going to use cedar shingles for the roof. I'm using a technique called skip sheathing. It's where you use horizontal strips with spaces between them. This gives the shingle an ability to get air circulation underneath. I use a spacer to position the next board. The idea is you want the boards to be in the same spot for where you're going to be nailing your shingles. I spaced these so I could have a 5-inch reveal on the shingles. This trim needs to be installed on both sides before we can put the shingles on. I start by clamping a spacer at the bottom to create a 1-inch overhang. I want the sides of the shingles to overhang by 3/4 of an inch. I use a small block of wood to set that. The first row of shingles starts with a 1-inch overhang at the bottom and a 3/4 inch overhang on the sides. And about 6 inches up and 3/4 of an inch away from the edge, the first course of shingles gets a second course right on top of it. And each shingle gets about 1/8 of an inch gap. This allows it to have room for expansion when it gets wet. If your shingles are bowed like this one, you want to have the bow facing up. That way when you put the pressure nailing it down, it flattens, keeps the bottom of it flat instead of it cupping back up. Hopefully there aren't too many like that in this batch. Now to get the 5-inch reveal, I just lay a straight edge across. So I cut the 5 inches. Now with the spacer in place, you can lay out the shingles ahead of time, getting the fit just the way you want them. Here I just let the excess hang over, and then I cut it all at one time with a saw. Well, that's one side done. After I finish the other side, I'll make a ridge cap. To find the angle for the ridge cap pieces, I use the bevel square. Here are the two pieces that make up the ridge cap. I'll put these together and then add them to the wishing well. The corner boards are all cut to length and ready to assemble. Now I'm adding a border for the top. Cut these at 45 degrees. I'm just going to tack them in place if I need to do any adjusting. Here it is with the cap complete. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.